Hello everybody, this is Magnetar Prime, and here I have another Transformers video review, and this time is for the Generations figure Minicon Assault Team. And this figure is part of the 8th wave of the Transformers Generations Deluxe Class figures, and it was released in the year 2014. Now let's take a quick look at the packaging. As you can see, we have a nice comic book made by IDW right here on the front. And we also have this team combined into their Centuritron robot mode, which is very nice. We have the 30th Thrilling Transformers logo on the bottom side of the packaging right here. Now, right here we have another figures, or a picture of another figures, Scoop and Skywarp. Let's see on the back side of this packaging. We have the BIOS for the Minicon Assault Team, and a nice picture of every figure transformed into their respective vehicle mode, and once they're all combined into the powerful Centuritron. Now the BIOS read as: when you need a target reduced to a smoldering heap of scrap metal, the Minicon Assault Team has the power to get it done. Their combined Centuritron mode is an unstoppable unit of pure destructive force, a walking weapon said to have the power of 100 warriors. That's very interesting. Now let's look at the technical specification for this figure, and it reads: Strength 9, Intelligence 7, Speed 6, Endurance 8, Rank 6, Courage 7, Fire Blast 10, and Skill 6. So this is a very powerful Minicon team, and I can't wait to get this figure out of the package. And here we have the Minicon Assault Team out of the package. And these figures actually come with a copy of the IDW's Into the Abyss Dark Cybertron Chapter 4 comic book, which I'm gonna show you right now, which is this one right here. And right on front of the cover we have a very nice graphic art design of Centuritron, and says Transformers Generations. And I'm gonna show you just a few pages. And again, the IDW comics are very nice, and I think it's a very nice feature that they are giving this away with the Transformers Generations figures. Now I'm gonna get this comic book out of the way. The Minicon Assault Team is formed by 3 members, and as you can see we have Heavytread right in the middle, we have Runway right over here, and then we have Windshear on the left side of the screen. The 3 of them combine into the powerful Centuritron, which I will show you later on. This team is formed by Minicons, which are a race of small Transformers, probably about the size of a human. They have the ability of power linking with larger Transformers to increase their power. And you probably don't remember the origin of the Minicons. Well, these figures debuted in the Transformers Armada series and Transformers Armada action figures, and it became an instant hit with all Transformers fans and collectors. Now back to the Minicon Assault Team. This is a very powerful team, and they can destroy anything that they want to. Now I'm gonna start with Heavytread, which is this figure right here. And this figure actually transforms into a little tank, which is very nice. As you can see, it has a large weapon, which is the tank turret that goes mounted into it. And again, the paint job applied to these little figures is very nice, and it does have a lot of details. Now he will combine into Centuriton, but this is gonna be the lower part of the robot. Now as far as articulation goes, he doesn't really have a lot of articulation other than a ball joint on his arms, which allow him to move forward and rotate about 360 degrees, and that's all for the arm articulation. His legs can move back and forth, and they cannot be moved to the sides at all. Now I'm gonna get this guy here, and now I'm gonna show you the figure Runway, which is this one right here. And this figure transforms into a jet fighter, and it is very nice. I really like the mold of this figure, and the head design is really cool. The same articulation goes for this figure. It is on a ball joint. I'm referring to his arms, and it does not have any elbow articulation. Now his gun is actually the turbines once this figure is transformed into his jet mode, but it can be pegged on either arm. As you can see, it has peg holes on both of his arms. As far as articulation goes, on the legs, it can be moved up and down, back and forth, and to the sides. It does have knee articulation, which is a very nice feature. and the robotic feet can be moved or adjusted just a bit, just in case if you want to display this figure a little bit more possible. And here I have Windshear, which is actually a female Minicon, and as you can see, she has heels and everything. It is a very nice little detailed figure. She comes with this gun, which is a powerful machine gun, and it can be mounted right on her arm. Again, she does have a peg port right here, and allow you to put any of the weapons on either arm. Now, as far as articulation goes, she can move her arms 360 degrees, which are on a ball joint. Same with her legs, are on a ball joint, and she does have knee articulation, which is very nice. Now, this is what it looks like from the backside view, and it's a very nice little figure. Well, they are all of them very nice little figures. Now, I'm going to transform these figures into their vehicle mode, and I'm going to start with this one right here. First thing, I'm going to remove his weapon, and the transformation process for this figure is very simple. I'm just going to fold this section up, and I will do the same with his legs. I'm going to fold them all the way up, and right here I'm going to tap this in. Now I'm going to make sure that his arms are properly attached right here. As you can see, I'm going to attach it right there. Same with the other one. Now these turbines that were once his weapon is going to be attached right over here. And we have the vehicle mode for Runway, which is a very nice jet fighter. It is very detailed, despite the fact that this is a Minicon figure. It looks just very nice. We have the Minicon logo right on his left wing, right here. And yeah, it is a really cool figure. Now I'm gonna set this guy aside for a second. Now the next figure is gonna be Heavytread, which is this one right here. And again, transformation is very simple. I'm just gonna fold this in right over here and attach this section. And this side panel right here, we're gonna fold it up right over here. We do the same with the other one. I'm gonna fold this all the way here. Now this section right here, or where his rubber fits, I'm gonna fold them up. And here we have the vehicle mode for Heavytread, which is a very nice little tank. And I really like the fact that they painted the turret different than the tank. It gives it more details, in my opinion, and it is a very well detailed figure. As you can see, it does have the tracks and everything designed or sculpted right into the plastic. This is what it looks from the backside view. And again, the Minicon logo right here. Now I'm gonna set this figure aside and transform the next one. And now I'm gonna transform Windshear into her vehicle mode. All I'm gonna do is remove her weapon right here, and I'm gonna fold this section up, and I'm gonna fold this all the way up too. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the previous figure. Transformation is very simple. Now we're gonna attach this section right here, right to the side, and we'll do the same over here. So as you can see, it's a very simple transformation for all of these figures. And she has actually a stealth mode helicopter, which is very nice, and it makes her very sneaky. Now this is a very well designed Minicon figure. It does have a lot of details, and let's move this to the sides. Here we go. So as you can see, these the rotors will actually rotate, so the ones in the back. And this is what it looks like from one side, and the other side right here. She does have a nice Minicon logo right on top of the cockpit right here. So, oh yeah, her weapon can be mounted right over here, right underneath her cockpit right here. So it's a very nice little figure. And before I combine these three figures into Centuritron, I'm gonna make a quick size comparison. And here I have the Transformers Generations 2 figure, Hooligan, which is one of the cyber jets. And now these figures look very nice. See on the side view real quick. Now I'm gonna get Hooligan out of the way. And here for another size comparison, I have one of the Rainmakers from the BotCon 2013. And as you can see, this is a deluxe class figure. So I hope that now you have a better idea of the size of these figures in their vehicle modes. Now I'm gonna combine them into Centuritron. And I'm gonna start with Heavytread, which is the lower part of the body. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold these panels down, just like so. And I'm gonna remove this guy's weapon. I'm gonna set it aside. And this section right here, I'm gonna split it right in half and turn it around. And this section right here is actually the feet of the robot. And this is the lower body of Centuriton. You see, the transformation wasn't that difficult at all. I'm gonna set this aside real quick. Now I'm gonna transform Runway, which is this figure right here. I'm gonna remove the turbines of the jet mode. I'm gonna set it aside. And I'm gonna fold these legs down just like so. And I'm gonna fold it all the way down. As you can see, it goes even further. And this panel right here, I'm gonna fold it down. And I'm gonna rotate this figure around. Now you see this section right here, we're gonna fold it down. And then we're gonna move it up. And this section right here is gonna tap right into this little hole right here. Let me show you real quick. And then we're gonna fold this leg down and we're gonna move this panel up. As you can see, this is one of his arms. We're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna fold this down and we're gonna attach this section right in here. And we're gonna rotate this down and move this panel up. And we have the upper body or midsection body of the figure Centuriton. I'm gonna set this aside real quick. Now I will continue with the figure Windshear, which is this one right here. I will remove this weapon out of the Minicon port, and we're gonna fold these blades on the same place right here. And this section right here, we're gonna lower it down carefully because this tends to detach a lot. Now this panel right here, we're gonna fold it down, and this section right here, we're gonna fold it down as well. As you can see, this is the head of Centuriton. I'm gonna move this up, and here it goes. It does detach a lot, so you're probably gonna have to get used to that. Now this section, we're gonna move it all the way up here. I'm gonna fold this down, and do the same with his with her other leg right here. We're gonna move it all the way up here, and we'll move this down. Now all we have to do is get these three parts together. Now let's combine all of these figures into Centuriton, and I'm gonna start with the lower part of the body, and I'm gonna attach this section all the way in. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this up front just a bit, and I'm gonna insert the upper section of the body of Centuriton, which is right here, and we're gonna fold this in and push it all the way in. As you can see, it's snapped in together, and this section detached, but it does detach a lot, so I'm gonna put it back in place. And just a second. And here we have Centuriton transform, all combined. Now to get this part together in place was a little bit hard, especially because this section detached a lot, so you're gonna have to be careful with that. And here we have Centuriton, which is the combined form of the Minicon Assault Team, and it is rumored that he is as powerful as 100 warriors, which could be the origin of his name. Now I'm gonna show you the weapons, and they can all be attached to form a larger weapon, which is a very nice feature, especially for this figure. And as you can see, the weapon is very well designed. It does have a lot of details. And once this is all put together, it looks very nice once he displays right on his hand. I'm going to show you that. So this figure, as you can see, is very well designed, and the paint job application is very nice. I really like the light green, dark green and black combination of colors. Now I'm going to rotate this figure around so you can see more of the details. And this figure is very detailed. And it is kind of hard to tell that this is actually 3 Minicons combined together, you know. I really like this figure, and I'm glad that I get to add it to my collection. Now, as far as articulation goes, and I'm gonna remove his weapon real quick. The head is locked, it will not move anywhere. Now his arms are on a ball joint, and they can move, or they can be moved up and down and to the sides. And this figure does have elbow articulation, which is very nice. The wrist cannot be moved anywhere, like it cannot be rotated. Now waist articulation is very limited in this figure, it pretty much has no waist articulation at all. His legs are also on a ball joint, and they can be moved back and forth with no problems, and to the sides. This figure has knee articulation, but it's kind of limited, especially because of the arms get in the way here, the arms of Heavytread, once it's combined to Centuritron. But it is still a very nice option, you know. So as you can see, this figure is good in articulation, and it can be posed in so many different ways. Now I'm gonna get some other Transformers figures for a quick size comparison. And here, for a quick size comparison, we have the Transformers Reveal the Shield figure Cyclonus, which is a very nice figure as well, and it's a very nice representation of the character. Now the size difference between these two figures is very noticeable. This one, Cyclonus, is a deluxe class size figure, and this one of course is and here, for another size comparison, and from the Fall of Cybertron line, we have the figure Skywarp. And this particular figure is made by Tommy Takara, and as you can see, the size difference in these figures is not as noticeable as with the other one. Again, this Skywarp figure is also a deluxe class figure. Now I'm gonna get Skywarp out of the way. And here, for another size comparison, and this time to a Voyager class figure, we have Blaster. Now size difference is very noticeable, as you can see. This is the backside view for both figures, and again, I am very impressed with this figure Centuritron. Now I'm gonna get Blaster out of the way. And here, for a final size comparison, we have the Transformers Generations figure Willy, which is a repaint of the figure Jazz. You know, I definitely like these two figures, they are very nice, and the Transformers Generations line has become one of my personal favorites. Now I'm gonna get Willy out of the way. So now that we have seen the Minicon Assault Team transform into their robot mode, their vehicle mode, and their combined mode Centuritron, all I have to say is that this figure was very well designed, the paint job application looks great, the articulation is good, and it definitely displays very nice with another Transformers Generation class figures. And with this, I conclude this Transformers video review of the Minicon Assault Team. If you like my Transformers video review, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Magnetar Prime, or you can visit my Facebook page, Magnetar Prime Reviews. Thank you for watching, this is Magnetar Prime, until next time.